Senior CPIM leader and Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan is undoubtedly the most powerful CPIM leader in India at present. Even the CPIM General Secretary M.A. Baby looks like a dwarf before Pinarayi Vijayan. He is the only, serving Chief Minister of the CPIM, not just the CPIM, of all the left parties at present. But that seems to be changing very fast. Just after Pinarayi Vijayan left for United States, where currently he is undergoing treatment, violent protests of SFI began in the state. Such a situation is unheard of. Of course, the SFI used to hold violent protests in Kerala in the past, but those times Congress was ruling the state. So that could be justified. But when a left government is ruling the state, the SFI holding violent protests, trying to create scenes, trying to create a problem, definitely this is unheard of. So if somebody floats a theory that someone is trying to, rebel, or from Pinarayi Vijayan is facing a rebellion from within the party, he cannot be, dismissed lightly, because there is reason to believe that. If you compare Pinarayi Vijayan with the chief ministers of the CPIM in Kerala in the past, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan has been extraordinarily lucky. All the previous chief ministers of the CPIM in Kerala had to face rebellion from within the party. Whether be it EMS Namboodiripad, whether be that Mr. E.K. Nayanar or V.S. Achuthanandan, they all had to face, or they all had differences of opinion with powerful state secretaries during their tenure. But Pinarayi Vijayan's fortune is that he is in complete control of the government and the party. Such a situation was unheard of in the past. But that situation seems to be changing. Somebody has sensed that Pinarayi Vijayan has become weak. So it's not from within, from the opposition, it is really from within the party. CPIM leaders are like sharks. They can smell blood, they can taste blood. Even if a drop of blood falls, few kilometers away from them, like the sharks, then they will pounce on the enemy, they will tear the enemy to pieces. They won't give enemy a chance. If you give your enemy a chance in the CPIM, he will overpower you. So the rebels could be justified for the ruthless attack. I feel that is happening in Kerala at present. Pinarayi is in deep, deep trouble. Why I say so? What are the reasons for my support to this theory? Number one, Pinarayi Vijayan has been enjoying a very good relation with the Kerala governor Rajendra Arlekar, unlike his relation with the previous governor, Arif Muhammad Khan. Second aspect is somebody wants, now there is complete peace between RSS and CPI. In the past, both parties used to attack each other and kill. Many cadres of both parties had been killed. So somebody wants to destroy that peace. Then somebody wants to instigate the union government to take action against Pinarayi Vijayan. And several, the party state secretary and a minister of the state cabinet made controversial statements in the recent past that landed the government in trouble. These are the reasons why I am tempted to believe this theory that there is a conspiracy, or there is a rebellion from within the party against the chief minister. Let's take a closer look into what is happening in state politics and the CPIM. Welcome to Insights. I am Hari Kumar. just after Pinarayi Vijayan left for treatment to the United States. To be specific, for treatment at Mayo Clinic in United States. Violent protests of SFI against the state governor began. SFI used to hold violent protests in the past also, but all that happened when the Congress was ruling the state, especially when Karunagaran was the chief minister. Karunagaran was a bit Noya of CPIM. So then the protests of SFI were justified on the basis of CPIM Karunagaran rivalry. But now that's not the situation. CPIM is ruling Kerala. So from the part of SFI, they should show some restraint, strategic restraint, but they are not showing that. Again, let's compare the relationship of Pinarayi Vijayan with the present governor Rajendra Arlekar and the previous governor Arif Muhammad Khan. When Arif Muhammad Khan was the governor, every day there was a confrontation between the governor and the chief minister. So Arif Muhammad Khan was a seasoned politician, and he know how to create controversies, how to benefit out of that, and he actually stole the limelight those days. But Rajendra Arlekar is a different guy. He's a hardcore RSS pracharak, and Pinarayi Vijayan himself said, to be specific, 2 or 3 weeks after Mr. Rajendra Arlekar took charge as the Chief Minister of Kerala, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan very clearly said, it seems that it's easier to work with the present governor when compared to the previous governor. Of course, he said, there are ideological differences between him and my government, but at the same time, he is amenable, or it seems that differences of opinion could be solved through discussions, but it was impossible with the previous governor. So even Pinarayi felt like the present governor was far better to work with when compared to the previous governor. So did someone in the CPIM want to upset that relation? I think so. Otherwise, they would not have shown this violence. SFI would not have shown without the permission of CPI. They are, CPIM colleagues. So there is every reason to doubt. This is number one. Then, if you look at some of the statements of, some of the CPIM leaders, for example, recently, ministers, Mr. Saji Cherian, made a controversial statement that facilities offered by private hospitals in the state are far better when compared to facilities offered by government hospitals. At present, there is the CPIM itself had, accused that certain groups are trying to belittle government hospitals in the state, and they are supporters of private hospitals. So now, what is the opinion of the party when a minister himself says private hospitals are better, and he even praised private hospital for saving his life when he was down with dengue? So I don't know what made him make such a statement. CPIM leaders and ministers are not greenhorns. They don't make statements without thinking. Definitely, if they say something, there might be a reason. It's not misinterpretation. So they cannot wash their hands off and claim that the media has misinterpreted. I don't believe so. It was a deliberate statement and motivated also, no doubt about that. Then, before the recent by-election to Nilambur Assembly constituency, CPIM State Secretary Mr. M.V. Govindan made a very controversial statement about the relationship of CPIM with RSS during the days of emergency or during the protests against emergency, and that actually worked against the CPIM in the polls because Muslims were reminded of the past relation And when the Congress accused that CPIM and RSS have got a secret relation, then actually Mr. Govindan's statement supported that or corroborated that. It should have been avoided. Again, he withdrew the statement, or he hid behind the justification that somebody had misinterpreted. But what he said was said on camera, said before camera, so that was true as broad daylight. That also adversely affected the image of the government. Then recently many such things are happening. I think Pinarayi Vijayan was the uncrowned king in the CPIM earlier. Now he is not. Many people might have realized that, or many leaders in the CPIM might have realized that he has got health issues. And they don't want him to be projected when the state goes to, or the government goes to a third consecutive assembly election, which will be held around 8 months later. So I think somebody is preparing ground for a leadership change in the CPIM. This is the current situation. Pinarayi definitely has lost hold of the party. When Kodiyeri Balakrishnan was the CPIM state secretary, both were CPMs, Pinarayi and Kodiyeri were in sync, and CPIM got the benefit of that. But this is not the situation at present. I won't say they both, Mr. M.V. Govindan, the state secretary, and Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan are diametrically opposite, but they don't agree like earlier. So this is the situation. I think somebody is preparing ground in the coming days. I'm sure that if there is a Pinarayi's health problems aggravate, then the rebels will come out in the open. And I won't be surprised if somebody demands a leadership change in public. Let's wait for the emerging situation. Meet you with updates. Till then, goodbye.